it's the week of Car Week, and I couldn't be more excited. Who remembers this truck when Salamandrin owned it? Now it's owned by my buddy Nick and Charlie. Look what just pulled up, a GT3 RS. I thought it was a random car, and it's Zach. We've made it into Nick's storage facility, and he's not here yet, so we're just in the bathroom.
We need to find something chaotic to do.
There are...
Wait, I've got an idea. He's got dentist kits. Let's leave a toothbrush randomly somewhere.
The cars here are absolutely insane. That looks like a P1 GTR type of dentist kit. Oh, they'll never find that. Sorry, Nick.
Only the people who watch this video know that toothbrush is in the pot.
There is some absolutely ridiculous stuff here. Gorgeous P1 GTR, a Guerra RS, and kind of a similar spec to Zach's car. This kind of looks like the sister car to yours. Blue carbon, gold accents. He's in phone land. This? So how cool is this? I haven't seen this car in absolutely forever. This is actually the reason I met Nick. I saw this at the Quail. I went over to look at it, and he's like, hey, you want to drive it later? And then all of a sudden, we became friends. This is the car that was at Alejandro's house for a while and has been in tons of videos. In fact, Nick just pointed out to me, look at the sticker on the side of the Reventon. Lamborghini Pig. I forgot about that. That unlocked some memories. There's some epic cars in here, 918 in a beautiful gray color, but it is time to head out to a car show. Nick rolling out in the gorgeous green Performante. That thing is sick. Zach in the 3RS. We're visiting Hyper Society right now. There should be some really cool cars there. That is such a good looking Performante. Look at this guy. He's on a longboard. Getting rollers. How does that make? All right, pulling up to Hyper Society for the first time. Looks like there's a big crowd already. The show hasn't even started yet. Some cool stuff out here. Look at those matching Lambos. Spiker down at the end. F40 in my rear view camera. That is freaking epic. Beautiful Diablo pulling in. That thing is so classy. So how crazy is this 720S? It looks like it has a wing from a McLaren Senna on the back of it. So not only is it a Senna style wing, it also works as a breakfast table. This thing looks absolutely crazy. Darwin Pro kit with the shark fin down the middle. I wish I could have a big wing on my car, but because of the top mounted exhaust, it would set it on fire. Some beautiful Ferraris rolling up, triple layer yellow on the Pista. That looks absolutely stunning. 812 super fast, 296. Let's walk through the show and see what we can find. I have always wanted to build a kit car, and the SLC Superlights are like at the top of the list. How crazy is this thing? Not only does it open up completely like a hypercar, we've got a massive V8 mounted in the center of the car and a manual transmission. This thing is so light. And then get a load of how cool it looks from the front. I think I need one of these at some point. We've gone inside of Hyper Society's facility, and you're greeted with a massive Bugatti Chiron engine, quad turbo W16. Look at that, 2 of the turbos on this side, 2 on the other side. That massive dual clutch transmission. That is sick. There's some really cool stuff in here. Look at that gorgeous Gumpert. I absolutely love the Gumpert Apollo. I think it's cool that it became a new company. The Apollo IE is kind of the reincarnation of this brand, but there's something so savage about this. Manual transmission, removable steering wheel, those gull-wing doors. Have you driven one of these? What do you think?
I have not.
It's pretty cool.
I think it's actually very cool.
Yeah.
Very misunderstood car.
So then moving on to the Apollo IE, actually rode around this thanks to the owner at Circuit of the Americas. That was so darn cool. Nice exposed carbon fiber Pagani. I'm gonna try to talk loud because there's some crazy music. Another Pagani, another Pagani. Love the carbon fiber Tempesta front bumper, Huayra Roadster, and then look at this beautiful Chiron Pure Sport next to another Chiron Pure Sport and a gorgeous Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse, and potentially my favorite car here, under the lights, the F40 looks absolutely insane. I have actually driven an F40 off camera, and I will say that the F50 driving experience is more fun, but this looks better than any Ferrari ever made. Even in 2025, this thing is timeless. Some more cool cars. We have a roof Porsche, a new Gen 4 GT. This is kind of a crazy spec 918 Spider with white two-tone seats. Look at this, white and kind of a red red color. That is gorgeous. Crazy spec Sennas over here as well. And then it doesn't get much cooler than this, a road legal converted Senna GTR in a Marlboro livery. Look how low that front splitter is to the ground. Driving this on the street has got to be pretty darn scary, but that is just way cool. And then we've got Zach's Jesko out here for the first time from the United States. You got to take a look at this badge that everybody's filming. 850 diamonds, full gold. How insane is this? So they 3D scanned the logo and then took it to a jeweler and custom made this full diamond piece. That is an insane badge. There's no such thing as running out of parking if you've got a 6x6, and there's not one but 3 of them. We've got a black one here, a white one over here, a Huracan Storado in the grass as well. And then another one, that's actually a really cool license plate. This is a Brabus 6x6. I believe, at least originally, the only way you could legally bring a 6x6 into the United States was with a Brabus conversion. There was some issue with making it road legal, but it looks like those are 2 normal ones. Look at this, Gunther Works pulling out. Sounds mean. The exhaust tips on the Gunther Works are actually so cool. Look at the size of this wing on this 911. The carbon fiber inserts to extend the wing upwards, and then this is one of the most gorgeous colored Ford GTs I've ever seen. I've seen this online. I believe it's Bowden Autohouse's car on HREs. That green is insane. And then next to it, a purple CGT on some aftermarket HREs as well. They look kind of like the turbo twist style wheels from a 993 Porsche. Man, that is epic. Look at that Revuelto next to it as well. I love the light blue on that STO. Huracan STO rolling out. That green is stunning. Such a nice color. 2RS taken off as well. These cops know their cars. We've got Shimei here. Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see us.
No, you're good. Only GT8 in the US. I think sounds good. So not only is this 6x6 insane, but get a load of this license plate. The number 1. If it was real, apparently the plate's worth about 14 million bucks, but I don't think it's actually a real plate. So how cool is this? We've made it to a different secret room right now, and there's some insane Australian cars, and not to mention there's 3 MSO-Xs. They made 10 of these things, and 3 of them are in the room. And basically it made way for the Roof Scoop 600 LT. Beautiful Scuderia over here. We've got a GT Black Series, and then get a load of this. This is a Ford Falcon Coupe. Apparently the original build on this cost $2 million. Get a load of the engine, that smooth supercharger. And if you come around the side of it, it has the rear brakes underneath the car. Check this out, there's no brakes on the rear wheels, which is super interesting. Coming over, got an Australian car here, I'm not actually sure what it's called, with a massive blower sticking out the hood. Another MSO-X. This thing has 1,500 horsepower. Nice Holden twin turbo setup. This is so darn cool. This makes 1,400 horsepower. Holden Commodore. Imagine 1,400 horsepower in a small little sedan like this, and then look at the size of the supercharger. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous. We've got a car from Mad Max over here, and then behind it, a Nissan GTR R35 with 2,000 wheel horsepower. Fully exposed carbon fiber. That is crazy. The show is starting to thin out a little bit, so we can take a better look at the cars inside here. We've got the top speed 277 mile an hour Agera RS. And then I believe, I thought it was the Gumpert. It's actually a motorcycle revving right now. Zach's Yesco is just so sick. The spec on this Regera is actually really cool. We've got blue exposed carbon mirrors, and then those blue seats with the white pinstriping. Looks awesome. How wild is this? So this Senna, those yellowish white accents were actually supposed to be the Mclaren orange, but it's been sitting out in the sun so much, the Mclaren orange has faded and become this really cool, almost sunset-like pattern. I love that. This is pretty epic. We've got Thor, one of the final edition Agera RSs with diamond flakes in the carbon fiber. You can see them absolutely sparkling. I don't know if this is coming across on camera, but in the sun, that looks absolutely insane. And as one of the final editions, they've got kind of these bespoke rear wings. This one's known as Thor. And it's got Thor's hammer right there. That is epic. About to head out for some lunch now and get a load of this. Another Roof Scoop 600 LT. Don't see those very often. That's awesome. What's going on? Going for a brief drive to lunch with all of the cars. Like every single person in this entire show filming the startup of the Yesco Absolute. What a good looking car. The crowd of videographers. All right, let's hop in the McLaren. The entire show has now become a bunch of people watching Zach leave. That is the power of a Koenigsegg. People literally aren't looking. Convoying home now, I gotta say, Zach is living the dream. 26-year-old, ripping a Koenigsegg Jesko around the US. They shipped it out on a Virgin Airlines airplane. So I'm gonna link his video down below. It's actually pretty nuts that he flew the car on a plane and he got to watch the vehicle get loaded up, which is pretty cool. Like sit on the engine of the plane and go in the cockpit. Let's get some more rollers on the way because this thing is just, it's such a sight to behold. The one thing with hypercars is they get so much attention that people start to do weird things. So we just went to a friend's house and 3 cars, because we were with a Koenigsegg, followed us all the way to his house. And it was like very clear that obviously it wasn't a public parking lot or something like that. I don't get it. Please don't follow people to their houses. If they're out on the public roads, get some pictures, but know when to stop. That car in the side view mirror looks so ridiculous. There it comes. Well guys, I can't believe it's finally car week. We're gonna be headed up to Monterey with Nick, Zach, a bunch of Koenigsegg's and other hypercars and supercars. I'm so excited. I'll see you guys in the next video.